Hi everyone, it's Harry T. It is Monday, January the 2nd. I just got back home from my live cross for the Today Show. I've been a part of the Today Show since 2016, so that's practically 7 years, which is quite a while, but it's sort of like family to me. I'm very grateful to the show and the crew and the producers, everyone on and off screen. They've always been so amazing to me, and I feel very blessed to have such a wonderful platform. And it's really interesting because when you do like television shows, especially big shows like the Today Show, it's very mainstream. You sort of forget that so many people watch it. Like you forget, because anyone who does television will know what I'm talking about. Everything sort of disappears. The cameras disappear, everything just disappears, and you're just yourself. Well, for those people who are themselves, such as me, I couldn't be any other way. But if you are really authentic and you work in television, you'll understand what I mean. But anyway, we did the 2023 predictions on the show, which was amazing. It's very hot here in Melbourne, to be honest. But and I'll talk about that in a second. It's like 40 degrees or something. But anyway, what I wanted to do is I wanted to come on here and sort of like expand a little bit, because in live television you have very limited time to share things. So what I wanted to do is, obviously I use my energies of the soul oracle cards when I do predictive work or forecast work, especially when it comes to the energy of situations, people, and really life, because all life is energy and energy can never lie. So my oracle cards are spot on, everyone knows that. And the card that I pulled for 2023 was balance, okay? Now I want to really go into this because I did feel that it had something to do with the economy and obviously inflation and the price of living, which has just skyrocketed, especially last year. I think the first half of this year, we're still going to have some issues with that. So yes, interest rates will continue to rise. The price of things, yes, will continue to go up. But I think in the second half of the year, we're going to have more of a balance. So there will be more of an alignment. So even though things will continuously sort of increase in price, I do think that we're going to have a balance in the second half of the year, and then we'll see things sort of like go down and sort of meet in the middle. So balance is the key here. But I also feel like it's very symbolic of the year in general. We've had a lousy last couple of years, haven't we? And I think this year, although, it's not going to be a walk in the park, it is going to be a better year because we've gone through the storm of what we've had, but I think balance is key here. So in your life, if you can apply balance this year, I think you'll make it through okay. People are very excessive. Well, not everyone. I'm pretty excessive. So, I'm an all or nothing person. So someone like me can actually benefit from this message. Balance is key. So everything in moderation, and, yes, things will go up, but things also come down, okay? So I think that will be the key energy for 2023. Now, going to Harry and Meghan, the private couple, the super private couple. Oh my gosh, that's insert eye roll. But anyway, I pulled the card Dreams. Now, Dreams is very symbolic, I think, because, I think they're both a little bit dreamers. I think, I sort of feel sorry for Harry because he's got a very low self-esteem. I do feel a little bit sorry for him. And I think that, with his book release, maybe he'll realize people do actually like him. He's likable. I don't know why he thinks so low of himself, but he does. I mean, that might surprise you, but I really do feel that intuitively. And Meghan, who does not think low of herself, I can assure you, I think she's got some political goals that she wants to sort of tackle. We're not going to see President Markle, thank God, but I do think that she's going to try to get into politics of some sort. So you might see she might be a little bit political, or, she might try to go into that sort of scene. And I also think they're in discussions of a movie about their life. I'm sure she wants to play herself. I do think she's being advised not to, but I do feel that they're discussing a movie or something like that, or something along those lines. So if you think the Netflix reality show that they sort of just did, which I actually never watched. I couldn't even bring myself to watch the first 60 seconds of it, to be honest. If you think that's all you're going to see of them, no, we're going to see more of them, unfortunately, actually. Because, I just want them to be happy and live the private life that they wanted. It's a bit hypocritical, isn't it? I've never heard or seen more of them ever before. So it's funny what people do and what they say. Doesn't always match. Again, each to their own, but anyway, moving on from them. The weather. Yeah, so we discussed the weather on the Today Show. So I do feel there is going to be some extreme weather still here in Australia, especially for the first couple of months. But I think coming March, especially around autumn, I think it's going to ease up. I did pull caution. So that does mean if you are in those areas that gets real extreme weather, like the floods or the droughts, we sort of cop it on all ends at the moment, floods, droughts, extreme heat, it's just really bizarre. But I do think that this year is sort of like going to come to an end with that extremity of weather that we've had here in Australia. But I think all around, I think the weather is going to be sort of up and down. But, first couple of months, we're still going to have it. I mean, Melbourne is sweltering right now. But I don't know, it's almost like a storm is brewing. But I think come autumn, sort of March onwards, it will improve. I really do want to also say, because it just flashed in my head, I do sort of have concerns about China and also Russia. I don't want to get too into it publicly for many reasons, but I do just have some concerns, and I do think it's important that we do close our borders. I know many countries have closed the borders to China already. I wonder if we've already done it. I'm not sure. Maybe today they've decided to follow suit here in Australia. At the moment, we haven't, but I think they're going to. Maybe they have already. I don't actually know, because I was on television and then I came home to do this. So I'm not actually sure if they've closed it yet, but I think we will follow suit because many other nations have closed the border. But look, I don't want to get too into what I see about that, but in the future, and remember I say this, I do think Russia and China will go head to head. I don't want to go too into it now. It's not now. And I know right now everyone's saying, Russia and Ukraine, China and Taiwan, but I think it's going to be Russia and China. And I think that is later down the track. But anyway, I'm not going to get too into that. Hollywood stuff. Now, I put creativity, which is very Hollywood. I actually see a lot of Beyonce. Things about Beyonce coming up. She sort of went under the radar for a while, but we're going to hear and see a lot more of Beyonce this year. She might even do something with her husband, Jay-Z. I don't know why, but I do see some form of a collaboration or something to do with her husband. They sort of keep to themselves, don't they? I mean, Meghan did read the text that Beyonce sent her apparently on the Netflix thing. I saw promos for it. That's the only reason I know that. My gosh, poor Beyonce. But anyway, I do see a lot more of her in this year. I do worry a little bit about Madonna, health-wise. I also worry about Kanye West and his well-being. I hope the people around him can rally up and sort of assist him. I do worry about him. And I should also throw in here, a couple of days ago, I was on the phone to someone and I said, you know what? I feel like there's a big death that's around the corner. Everyone knows that I was close to Larry King, and I was almost likening it to a Larry King death. And I actually was thinking, and I actually did even say Barbara Walters, and she just passed away a couple of days ago. So I wanted to just throw that in here, even though that just happened. I was told that I should probably share that because, she was a trailblazer, that woman. She was basically like a Larry King, but a woman. She just was a trailblazer. Loved her, incredible woman, full of class, and she did a lot for the media industry, especially for women. So God bless her, and I hope she's up there with Larry partying now. But yeah, I did actually pick that, and it was really interesting. I even was telling my family about this at Christmas, and I was like, oh my gosh, like just crazy. But anyway, so that I did pick up. I also want to say that celebration is a card that I want to throw in that I shared on the Today Show. Go Carl and Sarah. But I also think that it's very symbolic for us because if you want to celebrate your life or celebrate the year, you really can. It's a shift in perception. If you've gone through some stuff or if you've had a difficult time, whatever it may be, financially, health, relationships, whatever, I think you can really change your life by changing your perception. So if you want to change your life, it really does begin within. I sometimes manifest the wrong things. I'm being really honest here, because I'm a very honest person and I'm human. I think it's important that people get me unedited. I don't edit this. There's no, hoo-ha in this. I'm just very, very down to earth, and this is who I am. I'm probably not actually as down to earth as I say, but I'm real as it comes. I'm authentic and I'm original. But what I will say is that we don't always get it right, when it comes to living the adult life. Sometimes you think you know better and you do, but then you don't practice it. When I practice what I preach, life works brilliant. But I'm human and I don't always practice what I preach. So if we can just shift our perception and change our mindset, that's actually my New Year resolution. My aunt actually was suggesting it, and it was definitely a great resolution for me to really get out of my own way. And I'm sharing this publicly, and really start to think better about things, because, sometimes you can think negatively and then things happen. When you fear something, you're always going to find something to match that fear. Remember that, okay? So if you can sort of break that pattern and really shift your perception from the path of always fearing things to the path of love and the path of celebrating life and looking at the brighter things, and the brighter side of things. The glass is half full, not half empty. And we're all guilty of seeing it as half empty. Gosh, some people don't even see it as anything in it. But I think that's really key, and you can have an amazing year if you choose it, all right? God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I have that on my desk, and that is the serenity prayer, which I live by. But you know what? It's important to apply that. So just remember that. So God bless you. I'm going to go. Again, not editing this. So if there were any sort of mistakes or no, I don't think I swore. No, I don't think I swore, but I'm not editing this. I'm not one of those people. I really don't like that. This is me. This is how I said it. And that's why I love doing live television, because you can't edit that, So there will be no editing of this. So whatever I have said, I'm posting this video. So God bless you. Happy New Year. May 2023 bring you blessings and all that you need in life. And I really, really am grateful for the love and support that you've all given me throughout my career. I have the tennis, the Australian Open, starting in 2 weeks, which is so exciting. So I will be on Rod Laver Arena. I do the emceeing on Rod Laver for the crowd announcements. So if you go to the Australian Open and at the tennis, if you go to Rod Laver Arena, which you do need tickets to, I'm the guy on the court making the announcements for the crowd, whatever the crowd needs to know. Sponsors, crowd announcements, whatever I've got to tell you. So you'll hear me and see me. And I also, just sort of to break it up, I go into the crowd a lot and get people on camera and have fun with them. So I start that very soon. That's my summer job. And it's very busy. I do 14 days and nights on that. And so I'm really glad that I got to shoot this now, because realistically, there's no way I'll be able to do that otherwise. So God bless you and all the best. And if you go to the tennis, I'll see you on Rod Laver Arena. God bless you, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye.